Okay, we're here with Reed Hastings today from Netflix. Reed, first question. Netflix's growth in the last 2 quarters has been the fastest ever. Netflix has added almost 3 million subscribers, going from 11.1 million at the end of Q3 '09 to almost 14 million at the end of Q1 '10. Is streaming the main driver of all of this, or are there other factors you would point to?
Well, there's really several factors. So one is certainly the streaming. It's an incredible value in the service, the combination of streaming and DVD, $9 a month. But the second one is video stores closing. A third one is our streaming on the video game consoles. So not streaming generally, but streaming specifically on the video game consoles. So it's a mix of all those forces that are really helping Netflix grow.
And on the recent earnings call, you said that Netflix's $8.99 tier is accounting for the biggest portion of new subscribers. Why is that happening, and do you expect it will continue?
We do. It's an incredible value, $8.99 for unlimited streaming and unlimited DVD rentals, one out at a time. It's just a real sweet spot of value and convenience.
And subscriber acquisition cost, SAC, has dropped dramatically over the last few years. Can you explain the drivers of this decline and what you expect going forward?
Sure. The primary driver is we spend about the same as we have the last couple of years, about $250 million a year on marketing. And our total subscribers, our subscribers per year added, has been increasing. And then so when you divide those, the SAC comes down. So I think the real question is, how is it that we're able to continue to grow on steady marketing at a steady $250,000 a year? And that's really the incredible word of mouth that we've got. More and more subscribers are telling their friends about the service, and that helps make all of marketing more efficient.
Okay. And churn in Q1 '10, churn in Q1 '10 was at its lowest level ever. What's behind this? Does using streaming create the perception of higher value, therefore reducing churn?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So at $8.99 with unlimited streaming, unlimited DVD, it's such a value that's really driving the improvement in satisfaction and the decrease in churn.
Do you see churn going even lower as we go forward?
It's really hard to say, because the more that we get new subscribers in, maybe college kids becomes the next segment. And college kids are great, but they come into a service, out of a service, into a service, out of a service. So we try not to think about it in terms of churn. We think about it in terms of growing the subscriber base as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you say anything more about Netflix's cost to stream a movie versus sending the subscriber a DVD?
Sure. When we send a subscriber a DVD through the mail, we pay the same rates that everybody pays. The U.S. Post Office is a government monopoly, so everybody pays the same. So it's about 85 cents round trip for the postage, and then their costs of shipping and handling. We have 58 warehouses across the country, the mailer, etc. In streaming, it's much cheaper. Amazon's rate, and their rate card is about $0.05 per gigabyte at large volumes like we're at, and a movie's about $1 gigabyte. So think of it as, at list price from Amazon, it's around $0.05, and in certain volume discounts, it's a little under $0.05.
So it costs less than $0.05 per movie, per entire movie streamed to a customer.
It could depend on how long that movie is, but if the movie's,
Okay.
standard length, that's right.
Yeah, certainly compared then to 85 cents, it's a lot more economical to stream than to send a DVD.
That's right. So it's not only more economical, but for a consumer, it's a great experience to think of a movie they want and then click and watch it.
Yep. And that kind of leads to the next question, which is that currently streaming is unlimited, which is a huge value proposition for users. Is that sustainable, or at some point do you envision needing to institute some sort of a usage cap?
No, we're really focused on unlimited, much like TV networks are. If you pay for HBO, you get to watch it as much or as little as you want. So it's a pretty similar model.
Okay. Let's talk a little about competition. So Netflix is already integrated with just about every convergence device available. No doubt you'll continue to work with others that emerge, but do things now start to shift to more marketing and promotion with those devices, as with the Wii, to boost awareness and usage?
Well, that is a shift, but no, a more important one is that we've jumped out of the gate 2 years ago to try to get in every device. And we're in a lot of them, not yet all of them, but we're making progress. And the next big one is improving the user interface. So our first generation user interface is basically one row of movies that the user has chosen on their laptop. The second generation that Xbox has, that the Wii has, PS3 has, is kind of a large grid. You get to choose from this big assortment of movies, and you can choose right on the TV. The third and fourth generations are over the next 2 years. These are amazing new user interfaces that we haven't disclosed to the world, but you'll see some just very impressive things. Think of it as our user interface is going to get better at the rate of web innovation. And that's a pretty fast rate.
So the emphasis is more on kind of the user experience and the UI as opposed to specifically promoting usage on any particular convergence device.
That's right. We're on most of the major devices. Again, that was the really step one of our plan. Step two is then to make the user interface incredible, where you use it for more and more of your viewing of movies and TV shows.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Netflix has surprisingly limited competition for the hybrid DVD rental online streaming subscription service. Why do you think that is, and do you expect new competition to emerge given Netflix's success?
Well, there's super vigorous competition for movies and TV shows. For movies, there's all the ways to buy and rent, including Redbox rentals at a $1 basis, Blockbuster rentals on a $5 basis. Movie theaters, and then on cable there's tremendous competition. I mean, basically everybody's got cable, so the marginal cost to flick on TNT and watch a movie is zero. So there's just tremendous competition of various forms. No one else is combining DVD and streaming, but I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. I mean, they may just say those don't really belong together. I don't know. So it's what we're doing. But I would say, every day, the consumer has dozens and dozens of choices for what to do with their time. And of movies and TV shows, they've got dozens of choices. So it's pretty big.
But clearly, as your subscribers have grown dramatically over the past 2 quarters, 4 quarters, etc., the hybrid model for streaming and DVD rental subscription seems to be becoming very popular for consumers. Does that, at some point, do you think, invite others to try to emulate what Netflix has been doing, or do you think Netflix will have more kind of room of its own to go in the future?
Well, it's hard to tell. Certainly, the bigger Netflix gets, the more other firms will want to compete with Netflix. Whether they'll choose to compete by improving their services, by doing a streaming only, by doing it, hybrid, that really depends on their particular strengths and what they see as the best avenue.
Okay. From a competitive standpoint, who do you worry about the most?
There's no one firm we think of the most. If we look at, Hulu's about to launch a subscription service, and, they're scary because they got this content ownership, and, Apple is scary because everything they do is just so incredible, and cable is scary because, they're so broad, and they have the ISP, and then we remind ourselves that most of the time the person you're scared of is not the one that gets you, it's the one you forgot to be scared of. Mm-hmm. So, then we get scared at everything. So, we're definitely an only the paranoid survive kind of company.
And let's talk about online video consumption, which has been growing incredibly strongly over the past few years. Can you envision anything down the road that could actually slow its growth?
Well, slow its growth will inevitably happen because of large numbers.
Right, fair enough.
But I think that online video, sort of click and watch video like Netflix and YouTube, will just continue to grow for a very long time. 10, 15, 20 years of continuous growth.